The movie begins in the dark empire of Acheron, where wicked sorcerers have created a powerful mask from the skulls of dead kings. They perform dark rituals, sacrificing their own daughters to empower the mask with evil and black magic. The mask grants immense power to anyone who wears it, enabling them to conquer and destroy the civilized world. Only the barbarian tribes stand against this malevolence. However, in a violent and bloody conflict, the Cimmerian leader Conan defeats the sorcerers and shatters the evil mask into pieces. He then distributes the mask's pieces to each tribe to safeguard it and prevent its misuse. But at the same time, a prophecy foretells that one day someone might attempt to reunite the evil mask and regain its powers. Over time, Acheron falls, but its dark legacy remains. Years later, the Cimmerians are at war with a rival clan. During the battle, Conan's pregnant wife is fatally wounded. With her dying breath, she asks Conan to save their child. Conan helps her give birth on the battlefield and names the child Conan. His birth is seen as a powerful blessing for the tribe. As Conan grows up, he becomes a fierce but sometimes unfocused teenager. One day, during their test to become warriors, Conan arrives late but is allowed to participate in the competition by his father. In the test, he and others need to carry eggs inside their mouths and complete the mission of climbing the hill and returning back with the egg intact. Soon, the test begins and the group heads for glory. However, on their way, chaos ensues and a group of strangers attacks the boys. To their surprise, despite being a teenager, Conan fights bravely with them alone and beheads most of the attackers, saving his people. Next, Conan returns to his tribe after a victorious battle with the opponents, carrying the heads of his enemies and also the egg from the trial. Seeing this, Conan is impressed with his son's progress and believes that he is now ready for rigorous training. He then decides to teach him the art of sword making. However, Conan's temper gets in the way of learning, and Conan defeats him using tricks in the training. One day, Conan witnesses armored warriors with a two-headed serpent symbol attacking his tribe. Joining the fight, he discovers that his father has been captured and taken to meet the enemy leader, Zim. Zim is actually looking for the last piece of the evil mask, as he has already obtained the other pieces, attacking different tribes on the way. He then demands the final shard of the powerful mask and revealed that it's the last one he needs to complete it. To his dismay, Conan refuses to provide him with the piece, and in return, he is hurt and tortured. Desperate to save his father, Conan intervenes, attacking a warrior named Lucius and chopping off his nose. But however, both father and son are outnumbered and defeated. Zim forces Conan to watch as he tortures Conan and ties them to a pot of molten metal in such a way that whoever moves, the melted metal will fall upon them and burn their bodies. Meanwhile, Zim asks his daughter Marie to sense the last piece and provide him with the hidden location. Surprisingly, Marie, using her special powers, successfully locates the final shard and takes it from a hidden box. After this, in a heart-wrenching moment, Conan sacrifices himself to save Conan. Seeing his father being burnt to death in front of his eyes, Conan gets devastated and vows to take revenge. The scene then fasts forward 20 years later, where Conan works as a mercenary with a pirate named Artus. During their travels, they notice a camp where women and children are being treated as slaves. Seeing this, both Conan and Artus decide to raid the camp and free the slaves. Together, they go to the top of the mountain and begin rolling huge rocks towards the camp. This injures the guards surrounding the camp and also provides enough time for the slaves to flee. After their successful raid on the slave camp, Conan and Artus celebrate at a bar in Messentia. However, their joy is short-lived, as a group led by Captain Lucius, recognizable by the snake symbol, arrives seeking a pickpocket. Conan recognizes Lucius as one of Zim's subordinates, the man whose nose he chopped off in the past. Seeing an opportunity to get closer to Zim, Conan deliberately gets captured, pretending to be the pickpocketer's friend, to gather information about Zim's whereabouts. In the next scene, Lucius takes Conan and the pickpocket to a secluded location for torture and punishment. However, Conan fights back against the soldiers and manages to reach Lucius. After forcefully interrogating Lucius, Conan learns crucial information about Zim. He discovers that Zim has become a powerful Shadow Lord and is on a quest to find the descendant of the sorcerers of Acheron. Zim needs their blood to complete the last piece of the evil mask and unlock its true power. After gaining the information, Conan makes Lucius swallow the key and then releases him to a furious crowd of prisoners, eager to get hold of the key for their freedom. Meanwhile, at a monastery, an elderly priest named Fasir tells a young and pure girl named Tamara about a prophecy of a warrior who will take her to her birthplace. Suddenly, Zim and an older Marie lead an army of snake cult soldiers to attack the monastery in search of a pure girl like Tamara. Zim's forces create havoc in the town, with Marie tasting the blood of the girls of the monastery to determine their purity. Tamara tries to defend the town, but Fasir realizes that they are after her and persuades her to escape in a carriage, cleverly disguised with the snake symbol. Meanwhile, Conan, who is in search of Zim, spots a carriage and, assuming it belongs to Zim, gives chase. He leaps onto the carriage, ready to attack, but soon realizes that Zim is not inside. Confused, Conan questions Tamara about Zim's whereabouts, but she claims to have no knowledge and is simply running away from him. Suddenly, Zim's men arrive and attack the group, trying to capture Tamara. In a daring move, Tamara hangs on the edge of the carriage for a few seconds before kicking off the driver and taking control of the carriage. During this, she disconnects the carriage, causing it to crash and temporarily halt the pursuing soldiers. Conan arrives just in time, cutting a horse's reins to catch a soldier and drag him to death. Afterward, Tamara manages to mount a horse and rides away, but Remo, one of Zim's soldiers, relentlessly pursues her and attacks her horse, causing her to fall. Witnessing this, Conan bravely intervenes and engages in a fierce battle with the soldiers. Intimidated by Conan's skills, Remo decides to flee. Meanwhile, in the town, Marie is on a relentless hunt for the pureblood and resorts to harming the woman from the temple. Fasir refuses to reveal the identity of the pureblood, which leads to a heated confrontation with Zim. Zim becomes enraged as Fasir tries to defend his actions, which triggers a violent outburst from him, resulting in him brutally attacking Fasir. Back to the fight scene, Conan continues pursuing Remo and eventually discovers that Tamara might be the last remaining pureblood from Acheron. He eventually captures Remo and uses him as a guide to reach Zim's camp. After a long journey, they finally arrive at Zim's camp, where they find a set of abandoned catapults. Conan secures Remo to one of the catapults, covering his mouth with cloth, and sends him flying into Zim's giant vehicle, resulting in his death. As Remo's body crashes down the roof, Marie and Zim are taken aback, and when the former approaches the body, she comes across a piece of cloth. The cloth actually contains a message from Conan, indicating that he wants to meet with Zim. After this, Marie uses her magical powers to confirm that Tamara is indeed with Conan. Soon after, Zim and Conan arrange a meeting at an abandoned outpost. Tamara is tied to a post, but she manages to hold a knife in her hands as a precaution. Zim tries to buy Tamara, offering Conan a bag full of treasures, but the latter insists that he wants a face-off with him in exchange for the girl. At that moment, Marie appears and uses her special powers to conjure sand soldiers to attack Conan. The sand soldiers prove to be formidable opponents as they blend with the sand on the ground. However, using his impeccable fighting skills, Conan manages to defeat all of them. Out of nowhere, Zim appears in front of Conan and engages in a sword duel. They appear to be evenly matched at first, but slowly Conan manages to get an upper hand. However, Marie notices this and seizes the opportunity to poison Conan, attacking him with a poison dagger. Weakened by the poison, Conan is overpowered by Zim and repeatedly thrown to the ground. Fortunately, Tamara intervenes and saves Conan by causing an explosion that stops Zim and Marie from pursuing them. After this, the two wait for Artus to arrive on his ship and jump into the water to be rescued. Later at night on the ship, the crew faces an attack from the snake cult group. Conan and Artus, along with the crew, fiercely fight off the soldiers. Tamara also defends herself and contributes to the victory. In the morning, the ship reaches Zim's kingdom, and Conan plans to leave alone. But Tamara follows him with the map he forgot. They share an emotional moment and end up kissing before spending time together in a cave. Unfortunately, when Conan is asleep, Tamara prepares to leave, and she is captured by Marie and her men. In the next scene, Conan meets Elishan, the thief he rescued earlier, and requests him to help him. Together, they find a way to sneak into Zim's fortress through an old mine. They encounter challenges in the underground tunnels, but eventually make it to the flooded area. Meanwhile, Marie prepares Tamara for a ritual of activating the mask. Conan and Elishan confronts the guards and the monster inside the water. The latter gets locked into the tentacles of the monster, but Conan saves him and kills the monster. After a struggle, Conan also manages to defeat the guards and gain control of the chains. After navigating through various corridors, Conan and Elishan reach the balcony and spot Tamara being taken to Skull Cave. Conan then bids farewell to his friend and decides to continue alone. Night falls as Conan arrives at the Skull Cave. Zim is in the middle of a ritual, trying to use Tamara's blood to unlock the mask's powers and revive his dead wife. However, before he can do so, Conan interrupts the spell by attacking him. During the chaos, the cave starts to collapse and the cult members who are performing the ritual flee. Tamara's contraption also falls into an abyss and it gets stuck on the walls, and Conan jumps to save her. During this time, Zim engages in another intense sword duel with Conan while standing on the contraption. Unfortunately, the cave shakes again, causing the contraption to slip and hang on its side. Conan and Tamara hold onto chains tightly, preventing them from falling. Right then, Marie follows the smell of Tamara's blood and confronts her. They fight, but Conan arrives to help Tamara, and they escape from Marie after pushing her from a height. However, when they try to flee from the crumbling cave, Conan faces Zim in a fierce battle and eventually overpowers him. They run out of the cave, believing Zim is dead, but he survives and vows revenge. While running on a bridge, Tamara falls through a broken board, but Conan saves her, holding one end of the chain. Zim manages to complete the ritual and tries to summon the spirit of his dead wife into Tamara's body. Before he can do so, Conan cuts the bridge, making Zim fall to his death, breaking the spell and restoring Tamara to her normal self. With the snake cult defeated, Conan pulls Tamara to the ground and both of them escape from the cave. Outside, Conan suggests Tamara return to her birthplace, promising to meet again someday before parting ways. In the last scene, Conan returns to his old village and visits his father's grave.